Hi, today I wanted to talk about something very quick, make a little video talking about this. This was something that was private, but it was a couple of years ago, it was public, and it is one of my favorite things in Flutter. It's not really a widget or a new feature that you can use. It's not even new. I want to talk about mock canvas. Mock canvas, if you don't know, in the framework, there is a utility class that's called mock canvas. So you can search mock canvas and you will find it under this Flutter test folder, under Flutter test folder. This was actually a private class, believe it or not. A couple of years ago, this was made public. And I was really happy when this was public. And I never got to talk about it in any conference or in a video, but this was something, and I commented on this. I absolutely support making this class public. So now I finally have some opportunity to talk about this class. So what this does is basically a big utility class to test shapes in your app. So if your app draws a rectangle, you can test it. If your app draws a circle, you can test it. It has a bunch of utility methods that can test different shapes. So it's a big class. You don't have to read it. You don't have to understand it. All you have to understand that there is a class that exists and you can use it in your test. So for this example, I want to go to this package drops package by Mahar Shavadi. This package is interesting because it is a very small and fairly simple package. For some reason, I'm here. I don't know why. And it draws a shape here. You can see it draws a shape on the top of the screen. It's a drops package. It drops a drop view. And I just wanted to try this package and write a simple test testing this shape that's drawn on the screen. So I cloned it just locally. I want to test the shape of this view. So how can we do that? We can use mock canvas. Oh, it actually already populated, but I will write it again. So we want to find some sort of shape inside this. Because drops is not a widget, so we can't directly find widget. We can go down and find some widget that does this. So here you can see it draws a position, which is a widget, and then it draws safe area containers. I just picked one of the top level container widget so we can find all the shapes inside that. So let's go and find shape. In fact, I will just use the cursor to make the video shorter. So here you can see it is finding container, and then this is mock canvas method. It is actually coming from mock canvas paints dot rec because it has all of these methods you can access. So when you go to paints, you can see it is part of the mock canvas file. So all you have to do is add paints method. It will automatically pull up from the Flutter test package because it is part of that package. Now I want to actually find this rounded rect. You can see it has some roundness, so I can assume it is rounded rect, and then I can just test some random color. I don't know if it will have red or not. I just want to test it. The reason why you put some random color, so it will print in the logs, it will print what are the shapes that are actually being drawn. So let's run this test. It should fail because it expects red. I'm sure there is no red shape there. So we can pull up the logs. Here you can see, because we are testing with mock canvas, we get this history of all of the actual shape drawn. And then on the top, you can see we expect a R rect with red color. But the actual result, here is the expectation. We are expecting this color. I don't actually like to use material color for testing. I'll just type uh, quickly a red color so I can actually avoid this material color object, and I will run it again. Here now it will directly talk about the color itself. So here you can say it says expected rounded rectangle with red 1, and then green 0, blue 0, which means it's just red, and 0 alpha. However, the actual rendered objects are much more complex. So you can see that by scrolling down and see the actual list. This displays the actual list of shapes drawn. So we actually have a couple of draw recs. We have clip path. We can also test that. We have paragraphs. We have 2 paragraphs, which is title and subtitle. And we want to test the shape. We know it is rounded and we know it's a rect. So it has to be this rect or this rect. This is actually regular rect. This is R rect. So R rect is probably what you're looking for. So how do I test this now? Because it's not using red color. So how can I test this? We can go to the widget itself, and then we can just try to find some shape and edit the color of this. So what I will do is here, I will provide the same color so we can try to find a match. If we hit the match, we know we are finding the right shape. So let's run this again. It is not finding that. It is R rect, R rect. Are we copying the color? Yeah. Base shape, stadium. Let's run this again. Yeah. So we use the red color. So we are finding that shape. This actually verifies that this is the shape we are testing. But we modified the source code just to test it. But it is a way to say, okay, this is what I expect, and this is what exists there. Now we have that connection. Now we know we are finding the right shape. Now I'll go and remove the whatever changes I made to this, and I can test this value now. So I can copy this color. So I can say, okay, I want to match this, but I want to find it in a test. So here I can go and I can replace that color with this and import Cupertino. And now run the test. It passes. So you can see this is the shape that we are testing. And now you will say, okay, you just went ahead and copied the color. Yes, I did. But these are the expectations. We know that this shape is drawn there, and this is the color we expect from it. You can either copy it or you can hard code this value in a color, like color value. So we can also say color, and then black is the color one, right? So I can go ahead and say black. This is black, I'm pretty sure. Yes. And then it has a opacity of 30. So 30 with FF is 30. I'm not sure. Let's try. This is why I just copy the color directly. So now it actually doesn't match. But yeah, FF, we can actually use AI to say, give me 30 alpha value, and it will give me that 30 alpha. I think it's 38 or 30. I don't remember exactly. This is the alpha FF value we need to modify to find the actual color of this. So it's taking a little bit of a longer time. Or we can also use cursor here to say, change alpha to 30. Oh, 1E, perfect. Now we can run this test. We are finding the actual value. So we don't need to import Cupertino as well. So there you go. So try mock canvas and test your widgets or your apps or your packages. You will have great time. So